Hey guys, want to bring you another YouTube video. So I actually just saw a proposition or an interesting thing, and I'll play a little bit of it. If you haven't heard of Valuetainment, it is pretty interesting of current events or certain business things going on. And so his channel is again called Valuetainment. His name is Patrick, and I actually like some of his videos, and he does make some good points. But I'm going to play certain parts. I just thought that it's going to be more focused on what he said or proposed towards Bob Iger. But again, I'm going to have the link of his video. But I just wanted to touch more on this.
But if Bob Iger and anybody from the Disney's campus watching this, you know what my recommendation is to you, Mr. Bob Iger, or Bob Chapek, or any one of you guys. Here's my recommendation to you. There is a state right next to you. I think it's called Nevada. And Nevada just got the Oakland Raiders, LA Raiders. When I think about Raiders, I think about Oakland or LA. I don't think about any other state. But the Raiders went to Nevada. And they're going to be attracting a lot of players. I don't know how well they're going to do this season. I like their coach, but they're probably going to end up doing very well. You know why? No taxes. So what if?
I'm going to pause a little bit there. So he is proposing that Disneyland should look into maybe moving to Nevada, just like how the Raiders moved. If you guys remembered, the Raiders had a lot of issues trying to get a stadium built. There was at one point that they were going to look at sharing a stadium with the Rams. But obviously they figured that wasn't going to work out, so they took the Rams, or I'm sorry, the Chargers. And so that's where we thought, okay, so where was the Raiders going to look at? In late dark horse, you had the Las Vegas sitting in the background because nobody was thinking about them, because at the time people were afraid, or most leagues were afraid there's gambling, a lot of different things could go on with sports betting. So then they saw the success of the Golden Knights. And so the Golden Knights actually opened up the doors for the Raiders in that sense. And if you guys remember, they were also trying to use leverage a little bit at the time with San Antonio on maybe moving the Raiders in Texas. So again, what he brings up is the no taxes, and that's where it makes sense with the Nevada and Texas. That's why Elon Musk is looking to move. That's why Elon Musk has the Gigafactory in Reno area, and then you have where he's going to be moving probably his headquarters to Texas, Austin, Texas. So this is where I think it could make sense, because where he could actually build, and let me show you the map. All right, so this map of Las Vegas. All right, so this is where I would propose. If you look at Highway 15, there's all this right here. I would build along Sloan right here. There's a lot of land here. This is residential, but you have all this down here that you could build. There's a lot of land there. Henderson, obviously, they got Amazon building up there. The Raiders headquarters is around here. The airport's right here. So then there's actually hotels there too. And then, so all this is land. You could build an off-ramp for everyone that's coming from California. Would make sense. All this land's empty. And another thing I wanted to touch, what he said also was that there was 28,000 laid off. Most of that is going towards California, because unlike California, Florida was open, but they were kind of slow, and so they actually had to lay off around 6,700. That was their local news. So I just wanted to give you that. But let me continue playing this.
A Disneyland makes a massive announcement saying we're spending a few $1 billion building a park. There's a lot of land over there in Vegas. You buy a couple thousand acres of land. You decide you're building a Disneyland in Vegas coming out 5 years from now, and you launch it. No taxes. You get tax break. You negotiate all this stuff for 20 years for what you want to do. Vegas is a tourist city. Vegas is becoming a kind of place now families are going to it. It's not just a place that only young party people go to it. And now you got a Disneyland over there, and you don't pay taxes, and regulation is going to be on your side. I tell you one thing, Governor Newsom, you just better hope Disney doesn't hear this message. And you better hope Disney doesn't buy into this message, because if they do, you're about to lose Disneyland due to your policies that keep pushing business people out.
All right, so I'll stop there. Again, he did a comparison with Disneyland versus Disney World based on the policies of what the two states are facing and what Disneyland's facing. Again, I don't know how much the cost would be, but I've seen people move houses. I've seen people move some big items along Highway 15 before, and along the freeways and highways. Even if you've seen, I forgot what's that show on A&E, but it was like, Shipping Wars, where I've seen where they've moved some big gigantic items. It's only 4 hours away. Let me show you another thing that I thought was interesting at one point. Moving. So if you write here, obviously there was fake news or a rumor that someone was trying to get maybe trending, to have Disneyland move to Texas. Again, it's one of the hottest things is that you have that these California companies are thinking of leaving because of the regulations to the no state income tax states, like the Nevadas, the Texas, the Floridas. So again, that was trending for the Texas. I don't see, even if that was trying to be true, it wouldn't make sense because it would be middle, closer to, I mean, yeah, it kind of makes sense that it's in the middle, but if cost wise, to move some of those props and rides and stuff like that, you could probably move it a lot cheaper to Disneyland, especially if there was rumors from what we've heard, like the parks in International are in trouble with the pandemic going on. That's where you could still move some of those items from there to the ports of Long Beach or LA or anywhere along there, and it's still going to be cheaper to move to Nevada in that sense. There's so much land still. It's definitely a tourist place. It's not a bad place to raise a family. Again, like if you've seen my other videos, it would make sense. It just comes down to costs, and then Steve's just like here, if they would want to make a deal, I could see them giving all that land dirt cheap. That's going to create a lot of jobs. Again, that would be great if they are able to pull that off. So let me know what you guys think. Again, I'm going to put that link. Maybe it could start trending. Again, he's trying to see and have that movement go. He does have where you should tweet out to those people, the governor, and see if they could make something happen. Again, people were surprised to have the Raiders move here in Las Vegas, and there's been rumors to have an NBA or baseball team to move out here. So it could make sense. A lot of Californians are moving here. There's a lot of people from East Coast, like New York, moving here too. I've met them, and so it is a hot spot. A lot of us thought real estate prices going to go up, but they've still been going up during this pandemic. And so, because you got people moving where they could still telecommute and do their work from remote. So, again, if they do pull that off, again, it's just a pipe dream probably. But hey, it would be nice to talk about and see if there could be any momentum or any thoughts about it, because right now I think they were talking about in the news that Disneyland and California is in battle, and Disneyland might even be closed for another 3 to 6 months depending how things go, and how California wants to handle things. So I would definitely, living in Las Vegas, welcome Disneyland. Again, I would like any big companies that want to consider moving out here. It's cheaper to do business here. So again, especially if you're trying to move some of your workers out here, again, it's not a far commute or drive to visit family if they wanted to, or even hop on the plane. It's not a long flight. So there's a lot of definite benefits. The only drawback I would say, to be honest, would be going Disneyland during the summer would be hot. But I'm pretty sure you're still going to get your crowd because there's so many people during summer here in Vegas anyway. Go ahead, if you sat through this whole video, go ahead and hit that like button if you like this idea. I know people rather see it open than have it closed, especially if they're bleeding so much cash right now on their cash flow. Again, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hopefully you're subscribed to this channel. And again, if you haven't seen Valuetainment's channel and some of these interesting topics, you'll definitely like that. All right.